You ever have trouble finding the studs in your wall? Then let me introduce you to the Franklin 710 from Franklin Prosensors. This tool is the most simple to use stud finder ever, almost dummy proof. Here's why. It needs no calibration, it gives a clear and visible profile of the studs, and it senses deeply and accurately. Let's go through a quick demonstration and I'll show you why even a dummy like me can get it right with a tool like this. And also we'll talk about a couple of cons to the stud finder as well. Hi, I'm Aaron and welcome to Average Guy DIY, a channel for DIYers by a DIYer. And in this video, this is a video in a hard-hitting series I'm calling Behind the Drywall, so you can drill, nail, and screw into your wall safely without making a mess. Now, if this is something you're interested in, then subscribe for updates to see my newest videos. So let's start with the no calibration awesomeness of the 710. To show why this is so great, let's see what a typical stud finder is like. Here's an ancient stud finder using typical old school design many still use today. To use it, you have to calibrate it on a void in the wall. Choose the wrong spot or calibrate it wrong, and it will tell you everything is a stud. Or maybe nothing is. Some stud finders have different modes too. Choose the wrong one and it's false positive city. This is how most electronic stud finders work. And if you ever tried to use one and you didn't calibrate it correctly, it's frustrating. Now with the Franklin Prosensor 710, there's none of that crap. None of it. You just toss it up on the wall and you press the button. No worrying if you calibrated it correctly. There's no modes to choose either. No, you just click the button and it just works. If you only just wanted a stud finder that just works, then this is it. Now let's take a look at these awesome lights. Look how clearly it tells you where the stud is. You can visually see the 3 illuminated lights that show the stud and where its edges are. Other stud finders can find edges, but it's not this clear. When I saw that for the first time, I was hooked. I knew this was the stud finder for me. Is it weird to be excited about a stud finder? Probably. The next thing is the most important. It is accurate on 1/2-inch drywall. That's probably what's on your walls. It does this with like 13 sensors and deep reading scans. Who cares? It just works. I can't recall a time it was wrong or inconsistent on regular drywall. It even works okay in my garage, even with a drywall OSB sandwich over the studs. Sometimes I do get weird readings with that extra thickness, but if you check for 16-inch on center stud spacing, you can still get decent results overall. I also took a look at the reviews on Amazon, and some people even had good luck on plaster walls as well. Not all, but it's probably worth a try as long as there's a good return policy behind you. Now those are some pretty good positives, but what about the negatives? So it generally retails in the $50 range, which is steep. Now it is worth it to me because the cheap models, they just don't seem to work all that well, and I am willing to pay for that extra level of confidence when putting holes in my wall. I just want a couple of holes in the right places, not 30 of them probing endlessly. A second con is that the Franklin 710 stud finder also doesn't detect pipes or electricity. Now, I've personally found pipe reading and electrical reading stud finders hit or miss. So this is not too big a deal to me. I have other ways to reduce the risks of drilling into the wrong things, which I'm going to cover in a future video. So subscribe if you want to see that one. The last con is that it is plastic. And I don't think this is a tool you can be too rough with. So if you do buy one, be careful with it. But overall, I love this stud finder and it excels at one thing, finding studs in typical drywall over wood framing applications. And you may even have some luck in denser wall materials like plaster. However, it is pricey. It doesn't read pipes or electrical, and it is not built for abuse. So there you have it. Now, if you're not sure about this stud finder, check out some of these other stud finding relating videos. With that, good luck with your project and subscribe so I can see you back here on YouTube again real soon.